Welcome to the BCF Podcast. This is Scene 1, Take 1. Mark. Hi everyone, I am Fungus Quinn. I'm based in Seattle, Washington. I'm a college student filmmaker. And today I have some special guests, and we are doing this podcast because we have some special news. It's really exciting for me. What did we win? Tell us about that, Damien.
So, recently we participated in the College 48 Film Festival, and in the result of that, we won second overall across across the nation and against different colleges. Especially, we beat ones, especially in the California region.
Oh,
so I'm proud of that. But also that we won 2 awards. So we won Best Production Design, and then also we won Best Lead by yours truly.
I was Best Lead, guys.
And we also got nominated for directing and cinematography as well. And yeah.
I didn't even know that about cinematography.
Yeah.
We got nominated for Best Cinematography.
Yeah. There is some beef with that, I'm not gonna lie.
Why?
Especially because the film that beat us in the audience vote got an honorable mention for their cinematography. They didn't win. They just got an honorable mention. And I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me. I'm not gonna lie. But anyways.
Yeah. Well, I've already said your name, Damien.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
So yeah, I'm Damien. I am a student filmmaker, and I am also president of BCFC. So that's my intro.
What is BCFC?
BCFC is the Bellevue College Filmmaking Club, just like this BCF, Bellevue College Filmmaking Podcast, so it's tied together, I'd say.
Yeah. And this is Grace.
Yes, I'm Grace, also a student filmmaker.
What do you like to do in filmmaking? What excites you about filmmaking?
Currently, been doing a lot of producing, which is hard work, but it's definitely satisfying when we can all get to the set and everything kind of works out. Hopefully I'll get to transition into like more creative stuff like acting.
Yo, everyone hates on like producing. Like, people don't hate on producers, they just like, they don't want to do producing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really get it. I like producing and assistant directing. Directing,
yeah.
I like assistant directing and the logistics. I would hate to be a director, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Because with producing, or just because student filmmaking, those tie in a lot together, because you don't really have the people to do both. You'll just give it to one person. So you have someone doing the producing and also the assistant directing, and it just seems like a lot of work. As in, because I've seen you do assistant directing and producing, and especially you, it just seems like always on that laptop, scheduling, making sure people are doing stuff, because you're trying to keep also the people in the creative department in check as well, because they can tend to like wander off or lose track of the realism of the project, because it just tends to happen. Some people, but it's great that directing and the art department also have that drive to make this as great as possible. But we gotta also be realistic about our things. Yeah. But I appreciate the ADs and the producers a lot, because without them, there's no film. So.
Yeah, it really is a balance. And back to what you said, I think assistant directing is also kind of one of those really fun parts when it goes well, but in the moment it's very stressful, because like I don't want to be the nagger, but that's the job.
That's the whole job.
And I think after a few rounds of practice, then you can really tell, like, it kind of feels like a superpower where you're like looking at a time frame and you're like, okay, I think realistically with this group of people, with their skill set and their pace, they can get this and that done. And it's kind of fun to kind of have your hand in how the shoot's gonna play out. But at the same time, like, when you realize that we're running late and we're gonna have to start cutting things, that's like not as fun of a time.
Yeah, and it sucks to have to go up to the director and be like, yo, you gotta start cutting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta start cutting your vision down.
Especially when that happens, unfortunately, like when you run out of time, because when you have a project and you're rushing everything to get, let's just say you have 14 shots, and you make it to like 7, and then you gotta start rushing it.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, it's like focus on 2 shots and then save for another day. Because if you try to force those done, it's not gonna look good. Like no matter if you get them done, it's not gonna look how you want it, and it's just like you gotta find some sort of compromise.
Yeah.
And it sucks. It's just how it is, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's where kind of proper planning comes in to balance out kind of like our young adult student filmmaker ambitions when it comes to how we might want to approach a scene. What I think would make it like best for us, especially because like I think we learned a lot last quarter about how to be realistic about what we can achieve, and prioritizing like a simple looking scene. And that's kind of where we can rely on actors and other parts of the filmmaking process to carry the story.
Yeah.
Long story short, do a lot of preparing.
Yeah.
And always keep that the time you have in mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my gosh! And new filmmakers, like anything and everything will happen on your set. Like, there will be planes flying overhead, and you'll have to wait for them for minutes. It adds, like, 5 minutes to each take. And if you have 30 shots, that's a lot of time.
Yeah.
What else? What else is...
Oh, buses.
Mm-hmm.
Buses?
Like, for Voices of the Lingual specifically, since we were in the parking garage and we were there during the day, we were like, oh, it's the weekend, no one's gonna come through. And then it was, like, a bus every 15 minutes. That... Yeah.
Bus after bus. We've had airplanes going overhead. We had a fire alarm. Several.
We've had a few at this point.
Yeah.
Several go off when we're filming.
Yeah.
And that takes time to get rid of. And reset and replan.
Yeah, people also showing up late. That happens. Also, if something like, let's just say your example on a recent shoot. Let's just say you have to cover up some windows. And someone forgets something, like trash bags, then you gotta take the time. Okay, someone has to go buy trash bags, and that takes out time.
Yep.
So much time that could be used to either be set designing for something else, getting the shots done, like going ahead and shooting and stuff like that. So there's so many things that could go wrong, and has gone wrong.
That's like the toughest thing about filmmaking, I think, is knowing whether to show up to the shoot like with your trunk full of everything you might need.
Right.
Because ultimately that takes time to put in your car and then like take out. But it also, like, that pre-planning might save you that time, especially for something like a 48.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
And like plan for everything. Like I usually have, especially when, I don't know why, but we always shoot outside. And so it's wet around Seattle, right? So I always try to bring like a card table. If we're outside, I'll try to bring like an extension cord. And like, you just gotta think of everything that you like need, that you might want. Like napkins and tape. People, or like paper towels and tape. Yeah. A lot of people don't think to bring those things, but they're always like needed on set, especially tape.
Yeah, especially tape.
So very expensive though, I'm not gonna lie.
It's important to like keep track of it. Make sure you can keep track of your stuff, because it is frustrating when you're like, oh, I handed you this thing, where did it go? Because over time it adds up. If you're buying a new roll of tape for every shoot because someone was like, oh, it's up for grabs.
Yeah. So. And that always happens, especially like little things, lens caps, little caps on like little, I don't know.
Yeah, I've lost. Like, because I am the type of person that has to bring a lot of stuff because I have equipment.
Yeah.
And little by little, I've lost things, and so it's unfortunate that I've lost some of the stuff that I bought. Specifically, I think I've lost some SD cards. I've lost some HDMI cable. I recently lost an HDMI cable. Lens cap. No, not lens cap. It's like the bottom part of the lens. So it's not the top of it, it's the other side of it. I lost that one. So yeah, that just happens.
Yeah, it gets tough with student filmmaking because a lot of it is like, okay, who has what? Who can we borrow from? And I feel like, shout out, like, producers and ADs, like, try your best to keep track of whose stuff is whose and when you can get that back to them. And, like, it really is important because if you lose someone's stuff, like, that's kind of a connection that you could be, breaking.
Right. And especially when filming indoors, kind of outdoors too, but indoors especially, it's like, this is our one space. When you're a student filmmaker, right? This is our one space. We're going to film something here, then we're going to go over there and film something there. If we're filming something here, and we have like 2 wagons full of supplies, our supplies are going to be over there. But then when we have to change and go film over there, we have to bring everything over here, and we got to do it quick because we're always like
rushing that
buying
part,
time.
yeah.
We're rushing, and it's just stressful. I haven't come up with a good way to organize that yet. My best idea, I think, was all the little things, we put it in a cup. Little rubber bands that have come off, little lens caps, things like that. We put it in a cup, and this is the cup of the little things. Because otherwise people are just like, oh, I'm going to set this here, I'm going to set this over here. And then when people are scrambling to move everything gets lost. And the little things are the hardest to find.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, maybe we just, like, go to Daiso and get, like, cheap, like, well, it's not $1.50 anymore, but it's, like, $2 to get some sort of storage thing. Just because, I don't know, when you're kind of tossing everything around, that is when those little things get lost. So.
Yeah.
So just stay organized, because also I there's a reason why I bought like a little case where it keeps all the small things that I own in check.
Yeah.
So let's just say we are on a set of that. Always try to like put it back, or always try to stay organized instead of having everything scattered during the shoot and then just hope that I'll find everything and then put it in the thing and then I'll organize it later.
Yeah.
So it's a good habit for new people getting into this field is stay organized with your stuff, please.
Yeah. Or, like, if you're thinking to yourself, oh, I'm not an organized person right now, like, you will be.
Yes.
When you've been doing it for, I'd say we've, on average, been doing it for a year or two, you learn that if you want to be happy at the end of the process, learn to organize your stuff.
Yeah. 100%. And ADing, this is my first time, I'm ADing a project right now. It's my first time assistant directing. So stressful, but Damien was on that shoot.
Yeah.
And our first day indoors was so awful because we had no idea how we were going to organize stuff, and we had so many people and so much stuff. We had so much lights, microphone, camera. We had decor. Decor was a big one, and we had a lot of extras because it was a party scene, and people would just come in and just drop their backpack off like on the floor, and eventually that all has to be dealt with because we need the floor, we need the space. This is where we're filming. None of this stuff can be seen in it, and so people just like coming in, dropping things off in the living room. It was a huge pile. It became a big problem. Like, people couldn't even walk through the living room at one point, and then that all has to go away and go like in cupboards and hallways, back to cars, out in the it was an apartment, so like out in the apartment hallway. That was a really big sucky issue. So my advice for aspiring assistant directors at home, and producers and directors, is know your space and know where you're going to put stuff and know where things are coming from, like the outlets, if you need to plug in a light, things like that,
With that that problem is that it's going to set you back as well, because when you're shooting, let's just say you have an angle that you're going to shoot at, and then let's just say you shoot the thing, you shoot your video, you go back to edit it, and then you see, oh my god, there's a backpack in the corner right there that shouldn't be there, or there's someone's shoes, or there's something that shouldn't be in there.
Yeah.
So just going off of that, it's just, stay organized. Just put your stuff in a bathroom. I don't know.
It's definitely just not ideal when you have to be like hopping through or like crawling through your like space.
And you can't step anywhere. Because it's like landmines. There's a backpack over here, there's a camera over there. I might be stepping on like an SD card, I don't know.
Yeah. It reminds me a lot of Room Zero and being in like the Motel 6. Because we checked that out like 2 a.m. on Saturday of the 48, right? We were there, we're like, okay, this is decent space, this is super
Well, tell the audience about that. About what that was.
The whole thing?
About what you're talking about, yeah.
Okay, so, back in literally Halloween weekend, we competed in a, what was it, Global Horror Fantasy 48 competition. But
what's a 48 competition?
So, the 48-hour film competitions are when you get a team together, or some people, I think, attempt to do it like by themselves or with a trio or something, and you have to write, produce, and edit a film, 4 to 7 minute film in the span of 48 hours. And you are given a prompt, or kind of like a list of prompts. You're given like a genre or two to pick from, a line that needs to be included, a character, and a prop. And you just make do with what you have, essentially. So this one was our group's first time competing in a global 48 that was specifically horror fantasy. And it's just like, I guess, guerrilla filmmaking at its finest, because we had to find a location day of, essentially, like as soon as the 48 started and we knew what genre we were working with. I wasn't there, I was at work, but I know that you guys met up at an IHOP and someone came up with the idea to try a Motel 6, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun. I was the producer on that one. And
you were producing, yeah.
Yes, we were. And Damien directing.
Yeah.
And Damien really wanted a red room. Were you there for that? You weren't. Okay. So I was producing because Grace was at work. And Damien was like, we're gonna get a space. No white walls. Let's get a red room. So I had the honor of calling up a bunch of local hotels and motels, like the cheapest, seediest ones in the area, and being like, yo, do you have rooms for tonight? It's a Friday night. And then they'd be like, yeah, like how many? And I'd be like, it's not about how many, it's about the walls. We need red walls. Do you have any red rooms for us to film in?
I remember looking at the dock because it was dead at work. It's Halloween,
right?
You know, no one else
it was Halloween.
It was Halloween.
Halloween night.
So it was dead. I'm looking at the dock. I'm like, okay, what's your idea? I start seeing the photos of like these creepy, like carpet patterns. I'm like, what are we going for? What are we doing?
It was just like, we don't want to film on white. It's, you know,
all over the dock is just red, green, red, green.
Because if you film in a white, okay, because we did eventually. Unfortunately, we had to get anyway. Unfortunately, we had to get a white room pretty much. But the reason why we wanted that is because a lot of student filmmakers and stuff like that don't have access to good sets and stuff like that. So let's just say they're using their dorm room or they're using their house. Sometimes, or most of the times, it's just plain white walls, which doesn't give a good background. It doesn't look great because
it looks very sanitized.
Because set design is very important to your film. Like you can have like the greatest camera, but if you have a white wall and like really, it's not gonna look good. So unless you're going for that film look, if you're looking for that type of film, then yeah, white walls is whatever. But if you're looking for something cinematic, then I would say avoid white walls. So we are pushing for colored walls at least, so we'll give it something other than that white wall.
Yeah.
So that's why we had to put you through some to make some phone calls.
Yeah.
To find a red room or just any other colored wall. I believe we almost found one.
Yeah, so there was the cheapest motel in the area. It had reports of bed bugs. It was like 2 stars. Like, it looked good from the photos, but those were also old photos because the photos were of red rooms and they didn't have them anymore. Yeah, and like it had like white bed linens with like red accents on it. You know what I mean? On the bed, and then the walls were like red, and they had like some designs in it, like symmetrical designs. It was a little creepy if you wanted it to be.
Yeah.
And it was more exciting than a white wall. And yeah, I called them. The guy who was picking up my calls was like really annoyed with me for some reason. Although I did call him like 4 times, but he was like really annoyed right off the bat.
Some reason.
For some reason. So I call him. It sounds, I don't know. In my head, I'm imagining like a short, stocky, like white man with blonde hair, and it's kind of like Justin Bieber hair. Anyways, so I call him, and I'm like, "Yo, do you have red rooms? We want to film in there." And he's like, "Oh." He's like, I don't know if we have any red rooms. Like, it's kind of just like you get what you get. I'm like, he's like, we have some red rooms, but like I can't promise you'll be in one. I'm like, I'm ready to roll those dice. Like, you know, we either get this or we get a hotel with white rooms. Might as well. But I'm like looking around still because the rooms are actually going by fast. I'm like watching it by the minute at this hotel. And I also look at other hotels because this man couldn't confirm a red room. And I'm like, we need a colored room. So we find other hotels. There's a green room. There's a few other red rooms that we see online. I call. They're like, no, that's old photos. We only have white. That's old photos. We only have white. We can't promise you a colored room, yada, yada. So I go back to the cheapest one, the first one, with the short, stocky, white man with blonde hair who's really annoyed at me for some reason. And so I call him. I'm like, yo, can I hold a room? And he said, yeah, you can hold a room. You just, like, pay online. And I was like, okay.
Why is he coming in sassy and everything?
I don't know.
I guess if you want.
He was like, he wasn't exactly sassy with me. He was kind of like passive aggressive.
Mm.
Yeah, he was like, it was very much like, why are you on the phone with me right now?
Mm.
Whatever. Actually, he didn't even tell me I could pay online. I was like, can I pay by phone or whatever? And he was just like, you can pay online. And I was like, okay, well, whatever. So I held the room online. I try to pay for it online. So this whole process takes like 2 hours where I'm calling and checking and looking and comparing prices, looking at rooms. We also need a room that's big enough to fit all of us and our stuff, but we only needed one bed. It was like a whole thing. And so after like 2 hours, actually about after an hour, I realized like, yo, things are selling out like surprisingly quickly. So I book it, go back to the first room. That we can't promise is a red room, but might be. And I go online and I pay for it, and it's like booked. Allegedly, no rooms left. And I wanted to call. There was a thing about holding the room. It like I had to cancel it and reschedule it, but I wasn't sure if that went through just because of some weird emails I got that were really unclear. So I wasn't sure if we held the room. And we needed the room ASAP. Yeah, so we just didn't end up getting the room because it was booked. And I like called the guy and one last time, and I don't remember. He either didn't pick up. I like called him a lot, I think, or maybe he like answered it the last time and he was just like, "You're out of luck." I honestly don't remember. But we didn't end up getting the room.
Which one was that one? What?
The bed bug.
The bed one. Okay.
The bed. We call it the bed bug hotel.
Yeah. So okay, let's just say after that, right? Was that the Motel 6?
No.
Oh. Okay.
So then these rooms are sold out. I'm like, shit. We just need a room, like really quickly. Like, you know, we can set design later. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I call Motel 6. It's close to me, so I could go home and sleep. And it's close to Gray's, and
it's not that. It's pretty far.
And then we had like 1 or 2 more people that lived near the Motel 6.
Yeah, it was close to the highway, which was,
true.
You know, that was the perk. And then in terms of where we could go to buy things and get things like food, somewhat central area. It wasn't like in the mountains. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I booked this Motel 6, and it's a 1 room, 1 bed, queen bed, something like that.
Yeah.
The bed takes up the whole space, which, whatever, you get what you pay for. But the bathroom was interesting. A lot of, like, when I think of a hotel bathroom or a hotel bathroom setup,
I've been to that Motel 6, like, as, like, staying there, and I'm like, okay, because when you were planning for it, we're like, okay, I remember going to this Motel 6, so I know the layout. I was pretty confident in that. So it was like a really, what we got last time, it was like one bed, and it was like a small bathroom. It was like in the corner.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, so we built our script around that, the blocking.
Yeah.
Wise.
Yeah, we did.
So I remember I'm like, okay, this happens here, the person throws this person over here, nice, outside the bathroom, we're gonna trap them in the bathroom, and then when we get to it, the bathroom was like a third of the room. So like,
It was humongous.
It was a giant, like, gym.
it was like a prison cell, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
It was low-key kind of, it was a little creepy. What was it giving? It was giving like Psych.
It was Saw.
Lord,
Like Saw.
Saw. It was like mono-tiled. So like a bunch of small little tiles. And it's like, how big was it? It was like
I wanna
16, 20 feet.
Yeah, because I think at least like this way it was maybe like 4 or 5 feet, if
Yeah.
not more.
It was long.
Yeah, because what happened was I think you guys got a room that was designed for people with disabilities, people that have
Yes.
mobility limitations and have to use a
Oh.
wheelchair.
Because that, yeah.
And that's why there was that little shelf thing where we put the doll and the toys and stuff. So it actually worked out in terms of production design.
Yeah, check out Room
But-
Zero on the BCFC
Or-
YouTube if you haven't already.
Well, we'll let you know when we upload it, because I mean we'll get to later about how it went out, how it turned out and everything.
Stay tuned on the BCFC YouTube for Room Zero, a really cool zombie movie that features yours truly. Yeah.
Yeah.
The bathroom.
The bathroom. That bathroom, bro. Because
Creepy.
So,
The light was very sanitized. It made it creepier.
yeah.
There's a lot to that bathroom, actually.
Yeah.
So, okay, so again, all of it was like tile, right? So it was basically just like one big shower, pretty much.
That's true. It was one big shower.
The thing with that is, it was, since it was a Motel 6, it's pretty cheap. So the sink I think it ran out of water.
No, the toilet
ran out of
Toilet
water.
didn't flush.
The toilet
so,
didn't-
'cause it ran out of water.
The toilet tank did not refill for like an hour after you last flushed it. So people, we had, how much was on our team?
That was like 10 people.
We had no. We had around 7 people.
Consistently 7 people, yeah.
So we had 7 people in this cramped little motel room, where the bed is taking up most of space, and then like a big bathroom, kind of in the back, and it's like, you know, the door, it's like a funnel. So like people mostly stood in the bathroom for a lot of it, and then trying to get between the room and the bathroom was like a funnel, and there's lights in the way, there's cameras in the way. But when people wanted to use the bathroom, because it's a 48-hour film challenge, people have to use the bathroom. Also, plan out where you're going to go to the bathroom on set, especially when you're filming outside or inside. Yeah, very important. A lot of people don't remember that.
The door opened outwards too, so
Oh.
let's just say we're filming in the if we were filming in the bathroom, right?
Mhm.
And we have to move all of our stuff in the other room,
And we did.
which we had because one of our members had a cart.
Yeah.
We had 2 carts in the hotel room or the motel room, and we have a lot of equipment, so it takes up again a lot of the space. So if you were to try to open the door outwards, it's not a fun time. And so, but also we did try to at some point we did have to put stuff out in like the hallway, not even the hallway,
Just outside the room.
outside the room.
Because it's a
We
motel.
had your card table, and eventually we were lucky that it wasn't raining too hard that weekend, even though we had kind of anticipated that it would. We moved all costume designing to outside.
Yeah.
Which was its whole thing, because I think we were trying our best to stay as like low key as possible.
Yeah.
And then we go outside and we're sanding the clothes to give it that zombie like post apocalyptic look. And the manager's coming by, the owner's coming by, and they're like,
And we're adding blood
Yes.
to the costume.
I think, well, it wasn't. I'm trying to think. Did we add to the cost? I'm not sure if we added when it was outside, because
we did.
the bathroom was already so full of blood.
Oh, that's true.
So
Oh, that bathroom got bloody. That bathroom was the worst.
which made it so fun when it came to moving into, because with that space, what we did really well was utilize literally every square inch.
Yes.
Every inch that we paid $1 for, we utilized it to the max. But I'd say outside of the bed, there was maybe like what, 25% room for walking space.
Yes.
And then once we started moving the carts in, it went to like 10%.
Yes.
It was so like people couldn't even like sit once we got like food and stuff.
Oh yeah,
But-
and a bunch of equipment was on the bed.
Yeah, and we got to a point where I was like, where is Vanya gonna edit? Cause I'm like, is she gonna be editing in the bathroom while they're filming on the bed, like in that bedroom area? Like, how are we gonna do this? And then you can't even move stuff because it's all bloodied. It's all fake blood.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, and
I still have blood on my boots and my backpack.
I got it on my shoelaces still.
girl, it's like totally water soluble.
I just haven't washed my shoes.
We just have
Anyway,
I have a
keep
whole
going.
blanket that still has blood on it from that shoe.
Yeah.
Like,
Is it the yellow one?
yeah.
That was used in the film?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's ever coming back.
The thing with the blood too, also, is that also made moving around a lot harder too, because the bathroom was tile, the
20-foot long bathroom.
it was easy to
All
clean.
tile.
It was easy to clean, but
Easy
when
to
you
clean.
came to the wood, the actual bedroom was wood.
Yeah.
So if we didn't know if it would be able to be cleaned easily off, we don't know. So we had to take off our shoes a lot. Like if we wanted to go in the bathroom to film, we had to put on our shoes.
Yeah.
If we wanted to get out of the bathroom, we'd have to take off our shoes.
Yeah.
And especially if we're going in and out of these rooms, it was annoying
You're so
and I
difficult.
hated it. So at that point, it was just like, I mean, I kept doing that, the shoes and stuff like that. But like at that point, I just go barefoot the whole time. And just,
Did we not get to a point where it's just like, okay, we're gonna have our designated people, like actors,
Yeah.
cam up, and you, director, in the bathroom, and then anyone else?
Yeah,
Did
no,
we get to that point?
I feel like we were trying to.
Okay.
I don't think it ever really was like set in stone.
There was a
It
lot of people in that bathroom.
Yeah.
Because we had
Yeah, 'cause we had
our
some-
first shot was on a track.
Yes.
And the track had to be tilted up. So we had the cam op moving on the track, right? We had you directing
Yeah.
behind the camera. We had sound
Yep.
behind the camera. And then we had someone holding the track up and holding it steady. And then we had our actor. We had two actors.
Actors, yeah.
Yeah, we had two actors in there. It was cramped. It was 20 feet long, so pretty big. But it was like 5 feet wide, not that big. And there's like a sink and a toilet like in front of us. It was cramped.
But it benefited our film because it was a 48, so we got an escape room. So it really, we were trying to kind of go for that Saw look. So we were kind of blessed with that, like straight up, because in the final thing it looked like something like prison-y,
Not homey.
which is what we were trying to go for anyway. So
Yeah.
I think it also helped in like kind of disorientating people. Because we were going for that escape room thing, but it's like this is the most abnormal bathroom we've ever seen. It's a Motel 6 bathroom. It's, huge because it's meant for, mobility,
Yeah.
max mobility. And we put, child's toys in there and stuff. So I think I remember showing people and they're like, where is that? Like, what is that supposed to be?
Yeah.
And it's like, I guess that's the point. Because,
Yeah.
I don't know if the toilet's actually ever in the shot, but I know the sink is.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I think it helps because it's like we turn that bathroom into something less bathroom obvious, and then we go into this like room that's a lot more normal looking. And I personally love the contrast.
Mhm.
And we added lots of like newspaper to the mirrors
Yeah.
and stuff, gave it that like kind of really creepy vibe, and then we started putting blood everywhere.
Yeah.
I think for our for squat, my favorite part was doing like the pudding all over the place. I think maybe that's when I started
Squat,
loving.
our hit movie Squat on the BCFC YouTube channel. Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we can explain all of it later, but we have a scene where we needed to use pudding to dirty up a bathroom, and just like, I don't know, I usually don't like getting my hands dirty like that, but it's so fun when you can actually like get into like get it on your hands and you're like slapping the blood and then you're dragging it.
Yeah.
And I think once we started paying more attention to the production design of our films, that's kind of when we like went to a new level.
Yeah.
Because for Room Zero, we did get nominated for production design.
Yes.
Okay.
So now I wish I would have known about like the white wall thing specifically, because then I would have gotten maybe colored curtains or something.
Yeah.
Maybe we would have won production design. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, congrats on Room Zero, by the way.
Yeah.
And you too, Miss Producer. Anyway, when that comes out, we'll let y'all know. And, anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this first episode of the podcast. Click the link, the GoFundMe link. We won awards for, what is it called again?
Offbeat.
Offbeat. My fantastic, I won like lead actor and like for that film, Offbeat. It was super fun to work on. Click the link, GoFundMe. Our Offbeat is screening in Portugal, and we would so love your help to get there. And watch the BCFC movies. My personal favorite is Family Planet. So yeah, I'll see y'all later.
Cool.
Cut cameras.
How long did we go for?
About 35.
That's 35?
That wasn't that bad.
All right, and this
That
is
was just.